to the Battlefield Live with Chris and Trey from Lanterns Radio Network and WGSO 990 New Orleans. Want to thank you for joining us on the battlefield today. If you want to give us a call 504-556-9696. We got a packed show for you today on this rainy day in New Orleans. And Jazz Fest, man. Jazz Fest must be getting hammered right now.
Yeah,
huh?
they definitely getting hammered at Jazz Fest.
So my wife actually went down to Jazz Fest she figured she was going to get some free tickets by working one of the booths and I guess maybe get hammered after. Well, she's getting hammered in a different way right now, and she's probably not going to be able to enjoy Jazz Fest with the rain, so she's kind of worked for free.
That is the worst.
Yeah. So
I saw you out there. I saw somebody was looked like they were propositioning you to buy some illicit pharmaceuticals.
What are you talking about?
When you were standing waiting to come inside.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for that.
Car comes down and stops right in the middle of the thing, rolls the window down.
That was Uber.
And you were like, no, I'm good.
That was Uber, bro.
If you were just looking like I was, and like I was just kind of slowly moving up, it was looking, like looking a little shady there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He's like, hey, you called a Uber?
Like, man, dude, your son's there. Don't do that in front of him.
He's like, you called a Uber? I was like, no, I didn't call a Uber.
Yeah, you calling people down the street and everything.
Yeah.
You became like.
Were you watching me, dude?
Oh,
I didn't see
I was
you.
sitting there the whole time.
Where?
And you call. You're like, where you at? So I'm coming to the station and watching you avoid drips under the small overhang.
So actually today, man, we had a good time. I took my son, who's in studio today, took him to my cousin's house. He's got 22 acres of property in Mississippi. We went and shot an AR-15 or 9mm 40 caliber.
Yeah, if you have not seen it, you have to go to Paul Revere again on
Twitter.
Actually,
it's not on Twitter, though. It's actually on our Lanterns Facebook page. Yeah.
Lanterns.buzz.
Go to Facebook then. Yeah. Lanterns.buzz it's actually Facebook.com/LanternsBuzz. We got some video there, and it is awesome. Fireworks,
if you're
baby.
into like average and ordinary people using cool weapons and blowing up stuff at the same time, then this will be right up your alley.
Yeah, and me getting really excited as the explosion, takes place.
But you'll probably be offended when you see Chris getting excited.
So speaking of explosions, what's going on with Trump? He's he's in a big scandal. Is this
well, I don't know.
Is it legit? I mean, is this another freaking thing that like with the Inquirer?
That's exactly what I thought. I thought the same thing. I said, well, let's see if it's all obscure, websites that are picking up on this stuff. When I saw that Breitbart had 3 articles on it.
Did he recently?
3 articles within the day.
Oh, somebody got fired.
That no, not directly reporting on it.
Basically
but
making fun of it or something?
Refute.
Oh,
and making sure it gets
okay.
out there that
right.
Donald Trump categorically denies all this stuff. And
well, the Trump money should continue to flow into the coffers of Breitbart. At least that's the way they're reporting nowadays.
American Thinker, Red State, a lot of websites that are picking up on this because here's what's legit about it. Everybody could see in the Ted Cruz Inquirer piece that Katrina Pearson,
right,
the Trump spokesman, was girl number 1.
Yeah, but she used to work for Cruz.
She used to work for Cruz, but she was currently working for Trump, and she was like, I did, like Scott McKay from the Hayride had a better chance of sleeping with Ted Cruz than she did. This is her quote, not mine.
Yeah, so, all right, so if I'm going to leak something and I'm from the Trump campaign, the easiest way to say that didn't come from me is like, why would we put our own campaign spokesman in the pictures?
Yeah, that's like criminal 101. Like, you figure out some way to play the
smoking mirrors
obvious
101
card.
Right.
Like, oh, that's too obvious to be them to do that.
Right. So I kind of caught wind of this on the radio earlier in the week, and from what I hear, it came out of rare.com.
Ah, I didn't see that at Rare. It came out of the
Rear.com?
No, I hope it didn't come out of Rear.com. That's a different kind of website.
Please do not go to Rear.com, folks.
Do not type Trump.
Yes.
Rear.
Yeah.
No, this came out of the UK Daily Mail.
The UK Daily Mail?
Yeah.
It's sad when we have to go to a left-wing European or UK website in order to get any kind of good news.
Really run with it is the Mirror.
The Mirror? Yeah. They're kind of the similar.
Culture.
No, it's either the Daily Mail, the Mirror, or the Telegraph.
But the thing about it is, here's what's legit about it.
All right.
There is a real suit that has been filed by the woman who claimed she was raped by Donald Trump as a teenager.
I look fat in suits, dude.
Katie Johnson.
Katie, that's her name?
Horrible name. May not really be her name.
So she's claiming that she was raped by Trump?
And what she claims is that she, over the course of several days, was raped by Donald Trump. Not like
she was a hoe.
and she was in her younger days. She admits that, right? The reason, I think it's either BuzzFeed or some local, not local, but some group or whatever, has Jeffrey Epstein's black book of sex slaves. The people who were working for him at the time, and so they're saying that, look, her name is not in the book, so she wasn't working for Epstein at the time.
So, for all the people that are not up to the latest sex slave stories, explain who Epstein is.
So, in 2007, Jeffrey Epstein, who's this billionaire financier or whatever, he was convicted of multiple charges of pedophilia and sex slavery. In fact, it came out that he had his own private island where he would fly his really wealthy friends down to the island for a weekend or for a month, and he'd have sex slaves from all over the place, including America, many of them underage.
Right.
And one of the things that came out was Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was on the plane manifest, so it put him on Epstein's private jet to the island, but nothing has come forward as of yet stating, Epstein would not turn on Clinton and say that in fact that he did. In fact, what was interesting is that Epstein, once everything kind of came out, it looked like he was going down. He began working with the officials or whatever, and there's a series of questions that came up specifically about Donald Trump, and here's kind of the way that the questions.
Let me ask you this: so, is it safe to say that we can remove any speculation that the Clintons had anything to do with the release of this information?
Not necessarily.
I mean, because if this is the same guy that has been kind of wandering around in the news with the Clintons, wouldn't you think that the Clintons wouldn't release that information?
Well, that is what many people are saying, because the American Thinker kind of puts it like this: Trump and the Clintons are mutually assured destruction.
Explain that.
Okay, so for instance, if you're going to say that Hillary Clinton has been an incompetent administrator, right? If you attack her time at Benghazi,
yeah, it's almost no doubting any of that,
right? Then she comes back and says, "Well, you are an incompetent businessman because you've presided over several bankruptcies based on your own admission, failed companies, failed steaks and vodkas and magazines and stuff. You failed over and over. Housing." You did some housing bubble collapse thing, and you started a mortgage company right before that.
Right.
Great job.
Right.
Okay. If she comes out and she says, if Trump goes, yeah, well, she helped cheat innocent vacation homeowners in Whitewater. Well, she'll come out and say, well, Trump, you lent your name and did promotions for scams like Trump University and ACN. You swindled people out of millions of dollars. In fact, she can then point to, you have a trial coming up just in a few weeks.
So this could be like a shot across the bow, you're thinking? And maybe across the bow of the GOP, not necessarily a Trump?
Maybe, or maybe it doesn't have anything to do with any of those things. See, you could go on a little bit further and say that if Hillary has sold political influence, then Trump has bought political influence.
That's exactly right.
That's our hooker.
Yeah, I had that same exact conversation last night with a friend of mine that she sounded like she was asking my opinion about Trump because she's currently, or at least last night, she was a Trump supporter. And then after about a half an hour of me discussing all the different things that she wasn't aware about, I don't know if she changed her mind or not. But that was one of the things I brought out. The establishment doesn't stop at the edge of the government.
Right.
There's people involved with giving money to the government or politicians in order to be able to collude and create their little empire.
Yeah,
their little
like
establishment.
we said, if you're frustrated with these politicians going to Washington and then selling their souls and their basically political power to the highest bidders, be it corporations or be it lobbyists or special interest or whatever.
Right.
Trump was that guy.
Right. If there's anybody that's in the race right now on the GOP side that is colluding, like he claimed that Cruz was colluding, then it's Trump who is colluding. Cruz never colluded.
That's correct.
That we know of.
And Trump, and actually, Cruz has a legitimate record that we can look at to see that he fought and did what he told the state of Texas he would do if you elected him to be senator.
All right, folks, stick with us on the Battlefield Live radio program with WGSO. Give us a call, 504-556-9696, if you wish to talk about this. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at Lanterns Buzz. We'll be right back after this short pause.
This advertisement does not constitute an offer to sell a franchise. The offer of a franchise can only be made through the delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Fresh Healthy Vending is a new company that is revolutionizing the vending machine business by filling them with healthy and natural foods. That's right. Protein and energy drinks, teas and juices, yogurts, fresh fruits and veggies, soy milk, natural cereals, granola bars. Can you imagine that? It's like having a whole food store in a machine. And you can get in on the ground floor by getting your own Fresh Healthy Vending franchise. You can have your own small business placing healthy food vending machines all over your area in places like schools and hospitals and businesses and airports and other high-traffic areas. Locations that embrace the idea because, they make money too. Full training and support and assistance in acquiring locations. It's all about timing, folks. Pick up the phone, make the call to Fresh Healthy Vending, and get all the details on what could be your big life moment. Get Fresh Healthy Vending franchise information now. Call 800-424-8282. 424-8282. That's 800-424-8282.
This is Michael Savage. Give me 15 minutes and I'll give you America. I'm not only delighted, but I'm excited to be back on radio in New Orleans, the city I love most, right here on 990 AM WGSO. I love the Antiques District. You, the listener, demanded it, and your demands have now been met. Michael Savage and the Savage Nation return not only to New Orleans, but back on WGSO, 990 AM. Tune in weeknights from 9 p.m. to midnight for the Michael Savage Show on the Savage Nation. Savage.
What are you doing to stop traffic? When your business is ready to wow the pants off customers, visit Sir Speedy. We produce quality signs, posters, banners, and more that are just a trick for trade shows, promotions, events, and product launches. Whether you're taking it to the street, the floor, or the counter, bigger is always better. For more information or to get a quote, go to SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com.
Join me, Peter Dale, and the Blue Line Foundation as we bring you the Louisiana Prep Report every Monday night at 8 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM. We want to recognize our youth for their dedication to studies and athletics and the sacrifices they make of skipping the Xbox and not hanging on the street to better their pursuit of excellence. So join us Monday nights at 8 p.m. on 990 AM WGSO and stay up on the latest activity in high school sports, both male and female.
Alex Jones. I have believed from the very beginning these are real grassroots uprisings all over the Middle East, North Africa. But when the globalists came out and bragged that they were behind El Baradi and others and are trying to take credit for it, clearly they knew that these rebellions were coming, so they triggered it to make sure their people got in. So I think everybody who's been looking at this from different perspectives has been right.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones.
Weekdays at 1 on WGSO.
We're here to fix the machine.
You're live on the battlefield with Chris and Trey on the Battlefield Live radio program at WGSO Studios and the GoDay.media Studios. If you want to give us a call 504-556-9696. And I know that there's some people out there that are sitting under some cover somewhere with all this rain coming down at the Jazz Fest. So feel free to give us a call if you want to comment on any of this. In the meantime, if you're just browsing the website, or what do they call it? The interwebs?
The interwebs.
The interwebs. If you're browsing the interwebs, take a check check us out over at Twitter at Lanterns Buzz. Also, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Lanterns Buzz. There's a real cool video of me and my son shooting some targets with an AR-15. Had a great time. First time I actually ever shot an AR-15. I've shot other weapons.
That's the most redneck I think I've ever seen you.
You think so?
Yeah.
I have like a little scruff going on and, like just a T-shirt, red hat.
I don't know. Did you get dipped on the way back in?
What you mean?
Every time you go into Mississippi and you cross back into Louisiana, you're supposed to get dipped for fleas.
Oh, is that how it works?
That's an absolute fact.
I wear the collar. So anyway, you can also check us out at Spreaker, Spreaker.com / actually, if you just go to Spreaker, just type in Lanterns Buzz. That's the easiest way to do it. You can also go to our website. The website is lanterns.buzz. If you go there and you click the Lanterns Radio link up top, you'll notice that we are a part of the Lanterns Radio Network. There's other shows like On Fire, Torch Radio, Battle for Freedom, Relentless Capitalist, Conservarican, and so those hosts are absolutely fabulous. Andrew Chavarria, Brian Bosch, who's some other ones? Watson Prunier, Julio Rivera. I mean, we just got a whole list of people. We even got some other people. Mike Miller, that's right. He's coming on. So check us out at lanterns.buzz. Also, you can find us on YouTube and Google+. Just do a keyword search for Lanterns Buzz. Also, want to mention Vast Virtual Solutions. If you're looking for a web solution or an application to streamline your business, it's amazing how much money you can save by simply programming some of the processes that your company uses and streamline your staff cost and overhead by just simply building a web platform that can streamline that for you. And Vast Virtual Solutions is the company to do it. Check them out at vastvirtual.com or give them a call, 504-382-2474. Ask for Chris there. And also, last but not least, GoDay.media. They are the champions of social media and branding. If you go to lanterns.buzz, our website, you'll take a look at our fancy branding, the colors, all the different logos and so forth. That is GoDay.media at work, the website GoDay.media. Check out Rob and Melissa there. And if you're looking to expand your social media following, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Spreaker, any of those. Am I missing any? I mean, we're on Stitcher, right?
Listen,
Stitcher.
You're doing really. I was just thinking to myself, God, he's gotten really good at
I'm not
this.
putting you to sleep over there, am I?
A little bit, but it's all right. You got to pay the bills.
All right. Instagram is another one. That's the other one that I was thinking about. So Rob and Melissa.
And check out our MySpace page too.
MySpace.
Oh man, it's blowing up.
Hey,
I think we've got like 63 friends now.
We do have the Morse code show.
Don't forget Ello,
where you can listen to the show in Morse code.
And you're big into Pinterest, aren't you?
Pinterest?
Yeah, you like pin a lot of stuff.
I guess. I guess Pinterest. Yeah.
I'm big on Tumblr.
On Tumblr?
Tumblr.
Yeah, Pinterest. I like take pictures of my shoes and post them there, so everybody can see what kind of shoes I'm wearing every day. All right.
All of your heavy metal T-shirt ironicness.
Yes, I do love some good old-fashioned 80s heavy metal. So, look, if you're trying to give us a call and you don't know the number, well, I can help. 504-556-9696. You listen to Chris and Trey on the Battlefield. So, Trey, what else we got on this thing here?
Well, this story isn't over yet.
I know. That's what I'm saying. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's colluding.
What's the one thing?
If I use Trump's word.
What's the one thing in our culture today? You know, we have a pretty sexually jaded culture. What type of sexual act does pretty much still everyone still repulsed by and pretty much reacts the way they should react?
The people that dress up like teddy bears. Nope, not that. No.
Isn't that Furbies or something?
I don't know. There's some bizarre stuff that if you type in, like, instead of rare.com, if you go to rear.com, you're going to find some really...
Go again. Why are you... Do you have some kind of secret deal with this company? That's the second time that you mentioned their website.
Because rare.com is the one that released...
their website more than our sponsors. Are you in secret negotiations or something?
Hey, we're on Radio Free America, and we have to be equal.
Gotcha.
Right? We got to be equal.
That's right. So what do you think? What proclivity would you say that would be in America still today?
Well, pedophilia.
Yeah, sex with minors.
I mean, that's the next thing to come up. Right now, we're allowing men into women's bathrooms.
No, that's the only thing left.
No. There's a whole bunch of other stuff out there that we just haven't gotten to yet.
I don't know about that because here's the thing. Like, you know, if you bring up the old Donald's old, well, if you bring up the whole Clinton any of Clinton's stuff and how Hillary enabled all that, then she's going to bring up the whole Ivana Marla Maples stuff.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, that's old news. Who cares about all of those love trysts and triangles and whatever, right?
Right.
But this whole, sexual abuse of minors thing, this is the thing that I think that, both of them are kind of skating a thin line with, because you got the equally rapacious Bill Clinton and Donald Trump have both socialized with this reclusive financier and political donor Jeffrey Epstein. Now remember, he's a collector of expensive homes, including what is said to be the largest private residence in Manhattan.
Right.
He's got a Palm Beach estate and a compound on a Caribbean island.
Wait, who's got a Palm Beach estate?
Jeffrey Epstein.
That would be kind of like maybe the same place where Trump would have an estate.
Yeah, he owns a thing called Mar-a-Lago or something like that, right?
Mar-a-Lago, yeah, Marco Polo or something.
Yeah. Epstein also collected Nobel laureates and the occasional member of the royal family from the Windsor to the Ibn Saud.
What the heck is that?
That's the House of Saud, dude. So he's like bringing Saudi princes to this island. English House of Windsor princes.
Yeah, but if you're into the whole Sharia law thing, you're allowed to sleep with 12-year-olds.
Well, we'll get into that. Say that for another day.
Okay.
But so this is the guy. He's the sex offender who is still the subject. He's already been convicted, but he's still the subject of ongoing litigation from at least a dozen of then underage victims. But here's the crazy thing.
Well, the thing is Donald Trump did know this guy, did he?
Well, I don't know. I'll let you. Here's what Donald Trump said in 2002. Now,
yeah, but that was a long time ago, dude.
Right.
2002.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of things have changed since 2002. That was before the iPhone.
Facebook.
That was before the phone. No, I think they went in Facebook. There wasn't an iPhone though.
There was no iPhone.
No.
The Zuck was just kind of getting started.
The Zuck.
He made $4 billion this week.
I'm jealous.
Don't be jealous.
Why not?
Let's do our thing.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
So here's what he said in 2002. This is Trump. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy.
I didn't even go any further. This must be before he was sleeping with 12-year-olds.
Well, it was during, for sure, based on what we know about Epstein. He's a terrific guy. He's lots of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
Yeah, but he's talking about 18-year-olds and up.
No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life, close quote.
Look, Trey, if you're in business, you do have to
that's right.
do business with shady people.
He's just
sometimes.
a businessman.
That is right. So
you can't hold that against him.
That's right.
Now, in 2010, Epstein pleaded... He pleaded a couple of amendments. Now, I've heard of people pleading the fifth, but have you ever heard of this? The question that was asked him was, have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump? And he said, what do you mean by personal relationship? He said, have you ever socialized with him? Yes, sir. Yes? Yes, sir. Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18? He said, I'd like to answer that question. At least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
That's it?
He pleaded 3 amendments.
All right, folks, we're digging into this, and we're finding all kind of crazy crap in this box. So check us out, 504-556-9696.
Come on, Trumpkins. Where are you? You cannot defend this.
I know. We know you're hiding. We'll be right back on the battlefield with Chris and Trey.
Jigger's Bar and Grill at 1645 Vets near Bonneville has plenty of convenient parking and is a great place for lunch. Sandwiches, burgers, wraps, salads, quesadillas, all delicious. There's a big screen TV to watch the sporting events, and happy hour lasts from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Great dinner specials under $11, and if you have late night munchies, Jigger's is a place to go. You can dine in or order at 828-3555. See you soon at Jigger's.
What are you doing to stop traffic? When your business is ready to wow the pants off customers, visit Sir Speedy. We produce quality signs, posters, banners, and more that are just a trick for trade shows, promotions, events, and product launches. Whether you're taking it to the street, the floor, or the counter, bigger is always better. For more information or to get a quote, go to SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com.
Benjamin Franklin commented about a man who was so learned that he knew the word for horse in 9 different languages, but so unlearned that he bought a cow to ride on. Mr. Franklin often used proverbial language to make his point, and here I think the point is the difference between education and true knowledge, or wisdom. And that point applies to the Christian life as well. We can know the facts of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, but if we aren't applying the Bible to our lives, we have missed the whole point. We gain knowledge, but lack wisdom. This is David Jeremiah encouraging you to get on the road to new life. Discover how to apply God's Word on Route 66.
Route 66, driving the word home. Log on to Route66Life.com and get your roadmap for life. That's Route66Life.com. Route 66. Start your journey home today.
What do I cherish? Precious moments. Watching Dad read to my little Eric. Dad's eyes light up like I haven't seen in years. That's why I'm so grateful I insisted on an eye exam when I noticed him struggling with the words on the page. We found out Dad was in the beginning stages of age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. I learned that AMD is the leading cause of blindness in people 55 and older, with baby boomers becoming more at risk as they get older. Fortunately, the doctor caught it in time for treatment, so Dad can still read to Eric, and I can still see those eyes light up. I urge you to look out for yourself and for your loved ones, so your precious moments don't fade away. Call the Foundation Fighting Blindness today at 1-800-BLINDNESS for a free packet of information on preventing and managing AMD. Their researchers are hard at work on more effective treatments and a cure. That's 1-800-BLINDNESS. A cure is in sight.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
We're here to fix the machine.
Little bit of funky groove for you there.
Bad mother.
Down here on the battlefield. Down here on the battlefield. Listening to Chris and Trey.
What does this say about Rudy, huh? Like, what if Rudy's out there listening, what's he thinking right now?
Which Rudy are you talking about?
The guy who programs our bumpers.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like this groove, dude.
I'm with it.
I'm dancing in here, baby. You heard me? And I know all of you that are standing under those tarps and stuff over at Jazz Fest are moving around with us, because I don't know that they're playing music in this weather.
As long as Rudy doesn't start like,
hey, don't be hating, dude. Don't be hating. There's a whole heavy metal community out there that could be listening.
It's like your whole iPod sound just sounds like this.
So anyway, look, check us out Twitter at Lanterns Buzz if you want to give us a shout out. We'll ask us some questions. We're watching the feed here. Also, you can check out the website lanterns.buzz. And so
look, so during the break, you didn't ask me, but you should have.
Okay.
You should have said, dude, like, are you just trying to like disparage Donald Trump?
Am I trying to disparage Donald Trump?
Me in this story?
Yeah. What's up with that?
Partially.
I mean, you have an agenda.
Only partially.
Are you saying that you have an agenda?
Only for the truth.
So
now, but this is the point that I'm trying to make with this is this is really easy to do.
What you mean, to disparage Trump?
No, yeah, to like bring this stuff out. Like, if you have the audio for this, look, this is just things that Trump has said about women.
Okay.
Listen to this audio.
Dog. Fat pig. Real quotes from Donald Trump about women. A person who is very flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers.
Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?
She had the height, she had the beauty. She was crazy. But these are minor details.
I like kids. I mean, I won't do anything to take care of them. I'll supply funds, and she'll take care of the kids.
You know, it really doesn't matter what they write, as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of
That must be a pretty picture. You drop into your knees.
There was blood coming out of her eyes. Blood coming out of her wherever.
Good Lord.
Women, you have to treat them like
This is how Donald Trump talks about our mothers, our sisters,
our daughters.
If you believe America deserves better, vote against Donald Trump. Our Principles PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
All right, so how long ago was that, dude? That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Look, one of those comments was about Carly. One of those comments was about Megyn Kelly.
Well, we did think that at one point that Carly Fiorina was actually Caitlyn Jenner.
We did not. You very unkindly talked and treated our future vice president.
Dude, it was in the middle of the Caitlyn Jenner story, and all of a sudden there's somebody, it was
pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny.
All right.
But, and I think that, but you're kind of trending toward Donald Trump's comment. Like, look at her face. Who's going to vote for that?
Hey, I'm transgendering in the comments.
Transitioning.
I'm a transitioning.
Like, don't you see how, like, and then Trump right now is running around saying that the only thing Hillary has going for her is that she's a woman. And like, he was given the opportunity to like back down off of the comment. He's like, no, I'm not going to back down from that on Bill O'Reilly of all places.
All right. So should we bring on Tony here?
Okay, yeah, we can bring on Tony.
So we're gonna bring on Tony from Metter. Hey, Tony, you there? Tony, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. What's up, Tony?
Gee, I don't know what's up, man. I'm listening to all this. I don't know what to think of it. Golly, I'm reaching over right now to take another Quaalude.
I know.
Yeah, I'm looking for my mescaline pipe. I'd put it down somewhere.
Are you at the Jazz Fest, Tony?
No, I never go to the Jazz Fest. No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Without your mescaline.
Yeah, well, that's kind of some layovers from my teenage years.
The Grateful Dead days, huh?
Yeah, I remember those days and stuff like that.
I actually saw a guy wearing a Grateful Dead shirt today, walking down right in front of the studio here. Anyway, so what you got, Tony?
Tony, is it not amazing? I mean, you've been listening to the show, right?
Yeah.
Is it not amazing, the stuff that we're talking about right now? And we're trying to put somewhat of a not a humorous spin, because this entire topic is really not funny. But I mean, like, to know how many so-called evangelicals and Christians are out there touting this guy with this kind of known background, it's just unbelievable to me still at this late stage in the game.
All right, but hasn't that been something that was done before with other Republicans who touted how great they were and what they were going to do, and then they get in office, and all they end up doing is we find out they've been with hookers, they've been with madams, they've been, under the table, over the table, behind the closet. They all somehow become tainted. We'll either have the Playboy Club exposing them, or the what's the other guy, Larry Flint exposing them, and we got all.
Well, so far you've only talked about one Republican. You're mentioning Vitter. I mean, that's
whoa. I thought he was talking about Danny Hastert.
No. Okay, wait. That's something that came to light, but then also Bob Livingston.
He had to resign because of all that.
He was doing some fondling of little ones.
Newt Gingrich was having an affair.
Yeah, well, and there's
no. So I get it. Look, if you run for office as the family values guy, and you're out there, prostituting your wife and children and all your campaign literature, I get it. When the fall happens, they fall hard. right? But what I'm saying
right.
is like.
But here's what I'm trying to say is the public is so fed up with these illusions, lies, fabrications that they don't trust anybody except who they feel competent with, and they don't care about what other people have done because the other ones have let them all down.
No, that's a good point.
And that's what's happened. So therefore, what I think when I talk to people, the primary thing they were concerned about is the loss of the country. And that even if it
What do you think that means when people say
even
that?
if it takes a bad general with lots of vices and problems, at least he's standing up to somebody at the fence and saying, "Don't put your Pueblo in here."
What do you think?
Over on the other side.
What do you think these people mean when they say we've lost our country?
I think what they're saying is we're losing the ability for us to be able to have a place where we can say no to something. Every time we turn around, all the people, even when you look at the when we had a year and a half, 2 years ago, all these people crossing the border, coming over, the kids, they're on top of trains, they're on buses and planes, they're hanging by balloons and they're floating into America. Everybody's coming to America, and they all told, we're going to have to send them all back. All of the people we voted for and put in, they all caved. They gave billions and billions and were putting people up in apartments and spending. They bought a motel in Texas with an Olympic swimming pool. You don't have that for your kids, but these kids are all getting that. People got fed up with this kind of stuff going on year after year after year after year after year. They bring in diseases in the schools, the classrooms, around the corner, everywhere, and the people are just fed up.
Yeah, but the only answer that seems to be able to rectify this situation and to change it long term is to once again enforce the rule of law. And you can't take and put a guy who's made a living on buying political influence from the very same lawless practitioners that allowed the influx that you're talking in. It's the classic fox watching the hen house.
And I agree that sometimes you're caught between a rock and a hard place. When someone's breaking in your house trying to get your wife and kids, you're not worried whether the shaft's got a Playboy magazine on the front seat of the car. You called 911, get somebody out here with a shotgun.
But the whole point here is, Tony, that there is another person that's running for president as well outside. You don't have to have any of these questions.
Well,
Why should we run through the gauntlet of questions with one of the candidates when you got a guy who doesn't have any of that stuff except a National Enquirer story?
Listen, I agree with you to some point, but once again, because of historical behavior, conduct, and associations, he can go to hell.
Who?
The one you're talking about.
All right, so explain to me his associations that put him in a position to not be
who he has been and said he will be.
He's wearing the Republic mantra.
So what?
That's what the public's fed up with.
But okay, so they're fed up with it, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna get something better by acting on emotion and putting somebody in there that's been wearing a Democratic suit for the last 40 years.
Here's what they're seeing is when they look at Trump, they seeing somebody standing at their fence in their backyard and say you can't come in here. When they look at Cruz, they're going, here's a tour guide.
Donald Trump has never stood at anything is the point we're trying to make. You can see a guy who almost single-handedly shut down the government, who almost single-handedly stopped the immigration of the Gang of Eight and would have made it impossible for it to go through the way the Gang of Eight wanted it to go through. We're talking about a guy who has a tangible record of standing up versus a guy who only has rhetoric that sounds like he stood up, but it doesn't have any merit or any tangible proof that he's ever stood up to anything.
And he's also been the person that has admitted outright at Republican debates that he's funded candidates that Trey and I, along with millions of other Tea Partiers around the country, fought against because he was funding Obamacare. This is the guy that the Republicans and the Tea Parties are supporting.
And the public understands that you play those games, and they've seen the last 50, 60, 70 years of it going on.
And we're going to elect somebody that's been playing the game and somebody that, instead of electing somebody that hasn't played the game.
And the guy that they're electing to play the game is at least the guy that's going to stand there with a shotgun at their fence and saying, "You're not bringing it."
Nobody even knows that.
You're
not going to put a taco stand in my backyard.
See, this is more about this. This is listen.
I like tacos, by the way.
I don't think you realize that this sounds. Listen, we're for as much as I can tell, the three of us right now are conservatives. But I'm telling you right now, Tony, that when you say things like that, you sound racist. Thank you for the phone call.
Wait. Hey, Trey?
Yeah.
I just earlier you two guys were talking about he couldn't get any words talking about the problem with the restrooms and stuff. Let me remind you about a woman by the name of Joycelyn Elders.
I'm familiar with Joycelyn.
General of the United States.
Hey, Tony, we got to go to break, man. I got a hard break. So thank you for calling us, Tony. We'll be right back. Give us a call, 504-556-9696 on the battlefield.
Matthew,
WGSO.
don't go anywhere. We're coming to you next.
Yeah, Matthew.
This is David Duplantier, Dean of Christ Church Cathedral, between 6th and 7th Street on St. Charles Avenue, inviting you to join us for our daily worship services in the Cathedral Chapel, Monday through Friday at 12:15, including laying on of hands for healing on Wednesday, and Saturday morning at 9:30. The chapel is located between 6th and 7th on St. Charles Avenue, and for more information, you can look at our website, www.cccnola.org.
This advertisement does not constitute an offer to sell a franchise. The offer of a franchise can only be made through the delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Fresh Healthy Vending is a new company that is revolutionizing the vending machine business by filling them with healthy and natural foods. That's right. Protein and energy drinks, teas and juices, yogurts, fresh fruits and veggies, soy milk, natural cereals, granola bars. Can you imagine that? It's like having a whole food store in a machine. And you can get in on the ground floor by getting your own Fresh Healthy Vending franchise. You can have your own small business placing healthy food vending machines all over your area in places like schools and hospitals and businesses and airports and other high traffic areas. Locations that embrace the idea because, you know, they make money too. Full training and support and assistance in acquiring locations. It's all about timing, folks. Pick up the phone, make the call to Fresh Healthy Vending, and get all the details on what could be your big life moment. Get Fresh Healthy Vending franchise information now. Call 800-424-8282. 424-8282. That's 800-424-8282.
Grace at the Greenlight is a not-for-profit outreach that serves the local homeless community in the New Orleans area. In just over a year, we have served over 18,000 meals and distributed over 33,000 bottles of water to the homeless. We are grateful for our local community agencies and individuals who sponsor these meals and water. Thanks to McMath Construction, Christ Church Cathedral, Perrier and Lacoste, McGee School, Faubourg Private Wealth, Capital Business Solutions, Oral and Berry LLC, the Fat Bankers Social Aid and Pleasure Club, and Emery and James Limited. If you would like to be involved in making a difference in our local homeless community, either by volunteering or donating, please contact Sarah Parks at 504-239-4544, 504-239-4544, or visit our website at graceatthegreenlight.org.
I'm Jeff Cruere.
I'm Eric Asher. You can always catch us on the radio right here on WGSO 990 AM.
Did you know you can catch us on TV?
That's right, Jeff. We're on WLAE TV.
Join me every Friday on Ringside Politics with a Punch at 7:30 with a rebroadcast Sunday at 10 p.m.
Check me out every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. and a rebroadcast Friday at 10 p.m. for Inside New Orleans Sports. That's WLAE TV, Cox Channel 14, Satellite and AT&T Channel 32, Charter Channel 11. Don't miss it.
We're here to fix the machine.
Dude, we had the last commercial and that there was a Cox commercial. Now we have Pee Wee Herman's, I guess his show song? The Whip It. No? Pee Wee Herman?
Oh.
So sorry. So check this out.
This is the Jeffrey Epstein theme song.
The Jeffrey Epstein theme song. So we're talking about Donald Trump and the latest. I don't even know if I want to call it a scandal, but we're going to entertain it, talk about it. It's
allegations.
There. Can't deny it. Look, give us a call 504-556-9696. And I'm been looking at our Twitter feed, and we got Shawn Michael says, "Do any of you?" He's talking to Trey and I. Do anyone honestly believe that Trump would do that to a child? Hell no, he wouldn't do that. Cruz would do that.
Would do that.
And I simply responded to Shawn Michael that not since he became a conservative would he do that.
Wait, did you see my response to it?
Yeah, your response was exactly what Jeffrey Epstein tried to use at his defense. Result: convicted pedophile.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'm a billionaire financer.
Yeah, but Salon.com said that pedophiles are not monsters.
Well, there's a lot of anyway, whatever.
There's a lot of stupid stuff that comes from Salon.
I'm still reeling from No Taco Tony.
I'm still reeling from the Whippet. So we're going to bring on Matthew from Metairie. What's going on in Metairie, Matthew?
Matthew, please redeem Metairie.
Whip it, baby, whip it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the Lewinsky.
Now, I got to tell you that I am not a mega Trumper. I'll vote for the SOB if he gets the nomination, just under the theory that he's our SOB.
Right.
Daddy might be the town drunk, but he's our daddy, huh?
SOB, GOP, what's the difference?
Yeah, well, look at it this way. At least if Trump is the nominee, they can stop, the news media will be able to stop accusing us of trying to outlaw recreational sex.
I guess if there's anything,
Matthew, I'm not seeing your silver lining here.
Yeah, this is not. Are you in the rain, Matthew?
No, I am inside. I do not go to things like Jazz Fest because I'd have to finance the tickets.
I hear you.
Not to mention I went some years ago, somebody gave me free tickets because they couldn't find anybody to actually buy them at the last minute. So I went one year, and it's like a 30-year mortgage for a tiny bowl of red beans and rice.
Right.
The balloon payment at the end. I was like, you got to be freaking nuts.
Yeah, the bathrooms are really nice, though.
I was really thirsty, so I went over to get a beer, and it's like your loans for the beer and then your beer.
Right. Sally Mae was selling beers.
I like Sally.
Holy smokes.
Those Fannie Mae red beans were pretty good before the housing crisis.
Now we're talking about Whip It and Fannies.
So, and Rear.com.
That's right.
Hey, so what do you think about this whole, the latest round of Trump allegations, the suit that was filed in California? This woman, Katie Johnson, is suing for $100 million.
No allegations.
No allegations?
Drudge does not cover the allegations, therefore they do not exist.
Oh, you mean the Trump report?
The Trump report?
Pay attention to anything that Drudge does not cover.
Or the Trump super PAC, that would be Fox.net or Docs, whatever.
FoxNews.com.
And Rear.com.
Any of that.
Right.
Well, Breitbart said there's nothing to it, so.
Yeah, at 3 times.
3 times within the last day.
So it didn't get past, they didn't figure it out the second time. They had to go the third time. So
I don't know what to think of Donald Trump. I mean, it's like
that air isn't good.
Who I count on being sane, like Jeff Crouere. I count on him being sane.
Dude, I don't get Crouere's support for Donald Trump. I'm just saying.
Is he a Trump guy?
Yeah,
Jeff. Trump delegate.
Yeah.
Not only that, he's bringing a freaking sword to the convention.
Right.
He's gonna stab in some Cruz delegates.
I mean, look, he was on television yesterday on his show Ringside Politics with a Punch on WLAE, and he had who's the only conservative member of our congressional delegation remaining? Is it Fleming?
I don't think Fleming. Maybe.
Yeah. He's the founder.
Conservative, anyhow.
Yeah. Well, he's like the founder of the Freedom Caucus. Okay, and he was instrumental in helping get Boehner removed. And he was talking about how
he loves, by the way, Donald Trump, right?
Right, texting buddies and golfing buddies and called Ted. Listen, I would have been playing Boehner's quote as a commercial. Like, that'd be like the only commercial I have left. The only one better than the one where Boehner said that Ted Cruz was just the worst SOB he's ever worked with, and Lucifer was Peter King following up saying, calling Ted Cruz Lucifer gives Lucifer a bad name.
I thought that was an endorsement.
That's what,
actually.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
I mean, could you have two more establishment guys?
No, I really don't think you could, but
this is going to be horrible. The whole point of playing the audio that we played, or with the women saying the stuff that they've said, the history of is that the media has not yet cut into this guy, and
they're choosing him for us, and people are falling for the trick. I mean,
I agree.
George Soros sends out, his Renomob out there to protest Donald Trump, and of course they show up with obligatory Mexican flags.
Right.
That's bound to get people all riled up and all pro-Trump. And Friday, Rush Limbaugh, who I would think would know better, just falls right in line and starts slamming the protesters as being anti-American because they are anti-Trump.
Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate the call. We got to go. We got a couple minutes before we wrap up. Appreciate the phone call. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, Chris, is that, I'm hoping that there's legs to this story because then we can get rid of the guy. Okay, he's bad for the Republicans. He's not a conservative. So, in my opinion, if you're not a conservative and we don't have a conservative in the race, it's going to be just like the last two times that we had to vote. We have to vote against Obama in 2008. We have to vote against Obama in 2012, and we're going to have to vote against Hillary this go round. But we're not getting a candidate that can. Reagan said we should not have pale pastels. We need bold colors. There needs to be a contrast. The only ideology that has a distinct contrast from Marxism is conservatism, constitutional conservatism. But if you're running Marxist, progressive, nationalist, populist candidates against Marxist, socialist, democratic socialist candidates, it's just all the same thing. So whether it's Trump, Hillary, or Bernie, just don't vote Democrat. Vote for the conservative in the race.
That's the point that I was trying to make to Tony before. So I mean, bottom line is that.
And then here's the other thing. Before you say the bottom line, don't punish the Republican Party by voting for a Democrat.
That's right.
You punish the Republican Party by voting for a principled constitutional conservative.
Vote for a guy that nobody in the GOP wants as president.
That they don't like.
I mean, if you get Peter King coming out, so far we've talked about Peter Boner, Rear.com, and we've had Whip It as a bring in. So I mean, I'm just pointing that out. So there's an underlying theme here.
Thanks, Rudy.
Yeah. So the bottom line is you got Peter King, you got John Boehner, both of them called, who to me I think they're more Luciferian than the other goofball.
Definitely.
Right? All right. So they're coming out against Trump, right? I mean, against Cruz. Then you got Chris Christie, who's endorsed Trump. Right, you got who else has endorsed Trump? Huckabee, right? Or Huckabee. So I mean, there's a whole list of the establishment people that are wanting Trump. Why?
And the media is tossing softball questions to him on hot mics, getting caught in between.
And look, it's the tanning bed reunion, right? We got Orange Hatch.
We got Orange Hatch. Everybody lets him call in. They don't make him be in the studio.
We got Boehner. And we got the Trump Lumpkin. So look, thank you for joining us on the battlefield. Make sure you follow us at lanterns.buzz. Also follow us on Twitter at lanternsbuzz. Thank you for joining us on the battlefield. You've been listening to Chris and Trey from WGSO 990 GoDay.media Studios, as well as Lanterns Radio Network. Thank you for joining us on the battlefield. We'll be back.
Jones. I have believed from the very beginning these are real grassroots uprisings all over the Middle East, North Africa. But when the globalists came out and bragged that they were behind El Baradi and others and are trying to take credit for it, clearly they knew that these rebellions were coming, so they triggered it to make sure their people got in. So I think